This is a story about a couple of brothers growing up around the water, enjoying those things that one can enjoy around the water. And let's call them Pat and Charlie, just to keep things simple. Pat and Charlie came to this little seaport, Texas town of Port Lavaca with their family in 1949, when Charlie was 3 and Pat was 7. There was not much in Port Lavaca at that time. Only one paved street. We had a 2-party phone line. There was no home mail delivery. But it was right on Lavaca Bay. In fact, the main street ends right at the bay. So for these 2 young boys, it was just fine with them. This picture is from 1944, and it's downtown Port Lavaca. And you can see the Lavaca Hotel there in the background. And there was a Humble station right on the corner there. And that's where our older brother Mike had his first job, pumping gas there in 1949. This is Main Street, Port Lavaca, about 1949. And the LaSalle restaurant across the street there is where our dad would walk down from the Lavaca Hotel each morning, getting ready to go to work, and he would have sandwiches made at the restaurant there, and then he would meet with other men who worked at Alcoa, and they would drive across the causeway, across the bay, and go to work at Alcoa. And the Villa grocery store on the right there is where was the main grocery store in town. And our mother would call in by phone her grocery list. And at that time, they would gather up all the groceries for you and deliver them to the house, since we did not have a car at that time. And in the background, way down the street, is the Lavaca Theater, where Charlie and I would go to see movies on Saturday for 9 cents each admission fee. Our father, who worked at Alcoa, arrived about 4 months before the family did. And by the time we arrived in July, he had rented a home, a modest little home, which you see here, for us to live in until the house on Burnett Street was completed. And it was a modest little home, but it had a beautiful view, as you can see from here, because it was right on the bay. And I think that's what started Charlie and I thinking about and enjoying all the things there were to do living on the bay. There were a group of men who worked for Alcoa Aluminum that built 6 identical Penguin-class sailboats and started the Port Lavaca Yacht Club. One of these men, named Pat Patterson, built a Penguin, but he was too busy to sail it very much. So lucky for Charlie and I, he offered his boat for us to keep at our house and to sail it at any time we wanted, as long as we maintained it and took good care of it. This then was a great opportunity for us to get started sailing on Lavaca Bay. So sail we did. We sailed all over Lavaca Bay. We'd sail it during the daytime and we'd sail it at night. We took part in the races, usually on Labor Day during the regatta at the Port Lavaca Yacht Club, and had quite a time and lots of adventures. We turned the boats over, we broke masts, we broke rudders, and all the things that go along with sailing. But we learned a lot, and we certainly did enjoy it. As time passed, Pat and Charlie headed off to college, and upon graduation, married and started families of their own. But that did not stop their interest in the water sports. Pat headed off to Puerto Rico with the U.S. Air Force, and that was a great place to enjoy the water. On completing his tour with the Air Force, he settled with his family in the seaport town of Corpus Christi, Texas. He and his family enjoyed numerous outings involving the water during these years. Charlie went to Annapolis and on to the U.S. Navy. After his Navy career, he ended up in the San Francisco Bay Area. He continued his sailboat racing in the 505 class boat and the J24 class boat on San Francisco Bay, evidenced by these pictures. As you can see here, he achieved considerable success in the South Bay Yacht Racing Association's summer races, where he finished first in the C Division races with his J24. Charlie also introduced his family to the fun of sailing, as you can see from these pictures. So both brothers ended up in the seaport towns and continued their love of the water. Time continued to pass, and some 60 years or so after Pat and Charlie first sailed together in Port Lavaca, the sailing world was about to hold the most exciting sailboat race ever held to this time. It was going to be the 2013 America's Cup races, and they were going to be held along the shores of San Francisco Bay. Pat and Charlie were there to watch them together, as well as sail together once again in Charlie's Catalina 27 sailboat. Okay, September 10th, 2013. Charlie and I are at San Francisco Bay watching America's Cup. It's going to be the 5th and 6th race this afternoon. This is America's Oracle USA with their entourage behind them here. You can see. And the boats they're just coming out. They've got about an hour before they start.
Hello everybody, just to make certain the mic wasn't working too good before. They're going to be up for about another 4.5 minutes.
Okay, it's quite a spectacle out here. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of race number 4. We're sitting in the stands in front of the Golden Gate Yacht Club. And you can see Team New Zealand's out here now. They're crossing the mark. They're just warming up.
And there is a shot of the beautiful San Francisco Bay.
USA Oracle,
Remember, the
Team
Americans
USA
were
is
hit
over
with a
there.
2-point deduction. So although they have one win, they have yet to record a point. The Kiwis, on the other hand, have 3 wins. So it's the first to 9 if you're New Zealand. So they're 6 wins away. And for the Americans, they are going to need 11 points to win the America's Cup. Conditions always a key factor. Our man in the know is award-winning tactician and a winner of the America's Cup, Gary Jobson, out on the water. And now the Americans are free to enter the start box, so the 2-minute clock is on. Now this is a position where 2 minutes of jockeying, Kenny, really takes place. You want to get your boat in the right position against your opponent and at the line when the clock hits 0.
One of these guys will become the pusher, and the other will become out of the race course. New Zealand's trying to hook underneath, and they're coming from behind fast to try to get that hook. Be careful of getting too low on this ley line, though.
30 seconds to go.
Team New Zealand being patient. This is too distance for Dean Barker right now. They'll end up going to the left-hand side or the bottom of our screen below Oracle. Who accelerates best?
And the final count is on. It's day 3 of the 34th America's Cup. Who's going to get it right?
Okay, they're coming around the first mark here.
New Zealand at the last moment, Kenny made a great move as Dean Barker was able to get underneath Jimmy Spithill.
Crucial part of this race right now, boat speed contest. Who can reach fastest to this mark? Can Emirates Team New Zealand hold off the boat that has a slightly better angle to windward?
Those blue dots coming out the screen, that is disturb or dirty air that the Americans are sending back to the Kiwis right now.
And Oracle will get over the top and give them disturb.
All right, Oracle's got around the first mark.
So at mark number 1, it's Oracle, Team USA, that picks up the whole shot over the Kiwis. And the race is now on. This is race number 5, day number 3. As we go down on the water, Lake 205, and check in with Gary Johnson.
Very puffy wind conditions right along the shoreline where they're going down. Small jigs, you can see the forward sail, how small they are here. But New Zealand, even though they're 2 lengths behind, has plenty of opportunity to catch up when they make that run.
Amazing how quickly this turned into a runaway.
This is Team Oracle. They're behind right now.
Team USA trying to get back into this race. They led on leg 1, they led on leg 2, and in mark 2, they made a decision to tack as they came around that mark, lost all their speed, got out of sequence, and the Kiwis have led pretty much from the outset, and not just leading by 50 meters or so, Kenny, they're pushing this thing to almost a lopsided proportion of 500 or 600 meters.
Down the road. This is an incredible turn of events. You have to believe that Oracle supporters were jumping for joy after that first reach and that first run, but unbelievable.
The racing was unbelievable. The boats were reaching speeds that were 3 times the speed of the wind, and at one point recorded speeds in excess of 53 miles per hour. After 2 weeks of racing, New Zealand led 8 races to 1 over Oracle Team USA. It looked like it was totally over and New Zealand would win. They needed to only win 1 of the next 8 races to take the cup. Well, the USA made some adjustments to their boat to make it faster on the upwind legs, and as a result, they won the next 8 races and retained the America's Cup. It was the biggest comeback in sports history, according to USA Today's sports section. In between America's Cup races, Charlie and I got in some sailing ourselves on Charlie's 27-foot Catalina named Hardtack 2. It was a great day to be back on the water, doing what we both enjoy so much. We spent 5 hours on San Francisco Bay that day, and here's some of the fun that we had. Charlie and I are on the Bay Bridge, headed for Berkeley to go sailing on hardtack.
About to come out on the new self-anchored suspension bridge.
Okay, this is a brand new bridge. It just opened when last week? Yeah.
So here it is. There's the tower.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
That's kind of nice.
Spectacular. Okay, we're underway here. Coming out of Berkeley Marina with Captain Charles at the helm. Assisted by his first mate, capable first mate, Joseph Patrick, on the good ship Hardtack.
Here's the hornblower yacht trying to get out of the harbor and come into the harbor to run.
Sounds just like the noises on the AC-72s.
That's an old army barracks.
Wow. Well, there's San Francisco. Right there. Bridge. And this is Angel Island here. And this is our boat, but what happened to Captain Charlie? Who's driving the boat? Damn. Well, there's the San Francisco skyline from the water. Aquatic Park. Okay.
In Ghirardelli Square. See the Ghirardelli Square sign?
To the right of the park?
On top of that building, right? That you
Oh yeah, okay. I see it now. Right there.
somewhat famous San Francisco landmark.
I'm not moving the camera, it's Charlie. Okay, there's one of the mega yachts that's going to be supposed to have a race here in about 40 minutes. With San Francisco in the background. And it's kind of hard to keep things still here.
The crew is well outfitted in matching orange.
Oh, they are. Look at all of them. I wish who's ever driving this boat would keep it a little steadier. But I guess that's the way it goes. Life is hard on the sea. Okay, these are the yachts parked at America's Cup Village on Pier 39. This boat right here is just amazing. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Charlie's other yacht. Yeah, a tender for our boat. There's Oracle USA practicing today. It's not a regular race day, they're just out here practicing, I guess.
For some speed.
Yeah, looking for some speed, how to win a race. Okay, there's Captain Charlie. And we're headed downwind to home now. Yeah.
All downhill from here.
And he's got the sail totally unreefed. And we're sliding
Sarah
right.
told me when I was over 50, she said, all right, Dad, it's all downhill from here.
She's a smart gal.
I've done this a few times. Actually, I'm going to predict I can do this pretty well.
Okay, we're getting ready to execute a jibe here. And all I know is I hope the boom doesn't extend all the way back to where I am, because I may end up in the water. So the sail's going to go across behind us. Okay. Ah, okay, we're wing and wing now with the jib on the left and the mainsail on the right. All right, now we're getting ready to bring over the main.
Now, here comes the main.
Yep. All right, so far so good, and I'm still here.
Boat's still on board.
Hey, looked like a success.
Nothing ripped. And nothing went overboard.
And there's no blood.
There's no blood.
Very good. Well, we're back in the harbor. No one, very successful mission. No one lost at sea. No one overboard even. And mainly, we didn't run the boat on the rocks or didn't break anything. That's a pretty successful day.
Didn't get lost.
Yeah, didn't get lost. Yeah, as I video this. Okay, we're going to come into the wind here and let the mainsail down. You see this guy's done this before. Very good, Captain.